only covering Confederate monuments across the state, but also one particular statue standing at the U.S. Capitol, all part of a legislative package that the governor says is about historic justice.
Historic justice is dedicated to telling a more true and inclusive story of our shared past.
Governor Ralph Northam's package includes budget items funding museum expansions and highway markers to tell the stories of African Americans and other minorities. He also announced support for legislation giving local control over Confederate monuments, something Richmond City Council voted on earlier this week.
These monuments tell a particular version of history that doesn't include everyone.
Opponents of the measure fear localities will remove the Confederate statues. Speaking to CBS 6 about the issue Wednesday, State Senator Amanda Chase said cities should add more diverse statues, leave current statues alone, and instead add plaques explaining them.
Take into context what was going on during that time period. Obviously, the social norms that we have now, what would be considered acceptable back then, are no longer acceptable now.
Another bill in the package would create a commission to remove and replace the statue of Robert E. Lee, currently standing in the U.S. Capitol.
The statue of Robert E. Lee in our nation's capital is very offensive to a lot of people, so we want to have a statue there that is more representative of Virginia and more inclusive of Virginia.
And finally, a third bill would provide funding for any future African-American cemetery deemed historic. Delegate Dolores McQuinn says previously cemeteries were added piecemeal and welcomes the blanket coverage.
This has been a long time and a personal platform for me.